Dr. Jerry, you got the whole world waiting. Been ready for you to start the conversation. Your point of view, it got the haters confused. Leave it up to you to bring us all the good news. Positive vibes and the sex appeal too. Dr. Andre Jerry, can I get an interview?
Hello, everybody. Good evening, and thank you for tuning in to an all-new episode of Live with Dr. Andre Jerry. We're broadcasting live once again from beautiful, sunny Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, where the local time is 3:03 a.m. Hey, listen, I'm very excited about tonight's show because this is our 12th episode, which means Live with Dr. Andre Jerry has now been on the air for an entire year. So I think it's safe to say we're here to stay. We've had many wonderful discussions over the past year, and I'm looking forward to bringing even more engaging content and inspirational stories to the forefront. Thank you to our listeners across the globe who've been loyally supporting our show and promoting us on their various social media. And big thanks to Scott Zelasco and the Artist First Radio Network for believing in me and allowing me to have this platform. So to help us commemorate our 12th episode, tonight we have a special guest joining us all the way from Lagos, Nigeria. Now, if you've been tuning into the show over the past year, you know that Nigeria holds a special place in my heart. We have many listeners there who follow the show and tune in live each month. Shout out to Oscar and my extended family in Owerri, Orongananya. So, tonight's episode features a young man that my social media team discovered on Instagram a couple of months ago. And after noticing this young man's drive, his tenacity, his focus, I became somewhat connected with his vision and sought to do whatever was in my power to make sure that he succeeds in his quest to solve one of Nigeria's biggest challenges. And as we progress further into the show, you'll hear more details about what this particular challenge is that's facing not only Nigeria, but many other countries. The young man I'm interviewing tonight is a multi-talented inventor, businessman, and proprietor of Maiko Technology Limited, and one of the future leaders of Nigeria, I believe. He studied computer science at Interlink Polytechnic in Nigeria, and he's the innovator behind the world's first fuel-free generator. Please join me in welcoming to the show Oyekunle Michael Ayansola. Michael, welcome to the show, sir.
All right, and thanks for having me, Dr. Jerry. It's nice being here. Thank you very much.
Yes, Michael. Absolutely. It's my pleasure to have you on this evening, and thank you for taking time out of your schedule and for staying up so late in the evening to join us live. I know it's 1 o'clock in the morning there, right?
Yeah, I'm in the morning right now. This is 1:06 a.m. And thanks for joining. Thanks for having me on the show.
Oh, no, thank you. And listen, there's been a lot of excitement surrounding your interview. There's a lot of people that, have been contacting me and looking forward to hearing your story and learning about your invention. And we love to highlight inventors on this platform. So we'll jump right into it. Please go ahead and just take a moment and tell our listeners about yourself, please.
All right. My name is Oyekunle Michael Ayansola. I'm a multi-talented inventor, a businessman. I'm also a multi-talented inventor. I am the Chief Executive Officer of Maiko Technology Limited, a tech company in Nigeria that deals with innovations and technologies and solving general issues affecting the society and communities. So I was born and brought up in Lagos State, Nigeria. My dad actually hailed from Ibadan, a state in Nigeria called Osun State, yes, of which my mom is from Badagry, a state in Nigeria as well, which is Lagos. So I'm the sixth in my family. Yeah, I'm the sixth kid in my family. So, it's good to be here with Dr. Andre Jerry. Thanks for having me and giving me this. I want to thank God. I want to thank Dr. Andy Jerry before going further, because it's very rare you see people giving you kind of opportunity to showcase yourself to the world. Dr. Andy Jerry, I want to say a big thank you. So
Yes.
that's how the whole thing went. Like, it's not very easy coming up, like growing in a family of 6. At some point, my dad and mom got separated. Things become more worse. So, striving hard is not, it's not easy. It's not easy as a Nigerian. As a kid growing up from Nigeria, it's not easy. So, I think that's just, I don't know, that's just for all, as in all about me for now.
Yes.
Dr. Jerry.
Well, yes. Well, thank you for taking a moment to introduce yourself to our audience. You mentioned that you grew up in Lagos, which is not only the economic hub of Nigeria, but also, I believe, the most populous city in Nigeria. And I was reading through your story, and you mentioned that there wasn't a lot of sufficient electricity for daily activities and so forth. Is this, from my understanding, this is due to what's referred to as load shedding, where the power company deliberately cuts off electricity to preserve power or keep the power supply infrastructure from going over capacity. Is that the correct understanding of the issue in Nigeria?
Yes, current things happening in Nigeria currently is about power issue, power blackout, which has been the problem even since I was given birth to. Ever since I was born, the problem has been there. Up to the moment, it's I can't say it's getting worse. What makes it worse these days was just like there's a hike in petroleum, this PMS, in which people use in even managing to own generators as alternative power supply. They think there's a subsidy removal by the current President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. So there's a subsidy removal going on, which makes petrol much more expensive. So people not having access to electricity makes the whole thing worse currently in Nigeria. And to fuel car these days is kind of very stressful. It's not very encouraging. Like, most people trek to work due to expensive means of transportation and fuel as well.
Okay, so that's interesting that, even over the years, there haven't been but only incremental improvements in the availability of power supply. And then also you mentioned the price of fuel also going up as well. So that's further causing issues there. And I know it has to be extremely frustrating to have to deal with, rolling blackouts and prolonged periods where there's no power. We're so spoiled in the United States, we're just not accustomed to those types of inconveniences. And yet this is something that seems to be a common everyday occurrence in Nigeria and many other countries. Access to power and electricity is still, considered a luxury in many places around the world, it seems. Let me ask you this, since there's been, very little incremental improvements to this reliable, consistent power, and the demand still being high, how long has you've been working on your particular invention? Like, this was something that you started working on in your early teens, or when did you first started working on your project here?
It started 2010 back in the days when I was still at Ibadan. So it was actually 13 years back. Okay,
wow. And I know that during that time you've had a number of failures. Can you kind of walk us through that moment in terms of these past 10 to 13 years and the attempts that you maybe haven't worked to get your prototype and maybe had some failure along the way? how are you able to persevere through those failures, and what did you learn from those?
During those years, what makes it last to that extent is due to financial constraints. Due to financial constraints, like I said, my dad and mom got separated. They got a divorce. So it makes the whole thing go to us. So, sourcing for the funds and all is not easy. I have to be sincere with you. So it's a challenging years. If due to financial constraints, it shouldn't take less than a few months, but it has to take me close to 13 good years. And during these years, it doesn't come easy. I have more than 15 failed experiments.
Oh,
15
wow.
failed experiments. Each time I tried, I moved closer. It's kind of very challenging, but for the fact that I still trust the process, I still kept on trying despite wasting funds, wasting resources, wasting energy, and I can't really say it's a wasting of time because it's actually pay off. It's actually pay off.
Well, I mean, you're in good company. There's no shame in having failed attempts. The important thing is that you kept trying. There have been many notable inventors that I know of that have failed numerous times before they were successful with their invention. Thomas Edison, he made thousands of attempts at the light bulb before he was successful. You also have the inventor of the telephone, Alexander Graham Bell. He failed numerous times before he found a prototype that worked. And one of my favorite examples, James Dyson, he's the inventor of the vacuum cleaner. He had 5,000 failed prototypes. So like I said, you're in good company there. But the important thing is that you persevered through that and that you found your way to having a working prototype. Now that you have a working prototype in place, what are some of the new challenges in terms of getting your product out there to customers? Because from what I understand, you have a lot of orders that are pending, and I know you're working to try to fulfill those as much as possible.
One of the challenges is one, due to financial constraints. Then secondly, on documentations, most of some things has to be properly done and done in a legal way. You don't just jump into any business, into any innovations, and in terms of legal rights and all, if care is not taken, you might lose your rights. You might lose everything about it. So financial constraint makes it to delay some process, of which is one of the challenges I'm facing, and a site for mass production. Lucky enough, we've gotten a permanent site, still at a developmental stage, like it's still underdeveloped. So we're still trying to bring all these things, trying to put some things in place, trying to put many things in order. And again, in terms of materials, they don't come easy, You need to source for materials, you need to source for standard materials, because during my prototype, most of the materials I use are scrap materials. They are local materials I got around from dump sites. I got them from dump sites just to put them together, just to prove to the world, oh, this actually works. It can actually work this way. It's not very easy. It's not very easy. And during this time, I'm sourcing for these materials. I'm into dispatch riding, which is in Nigeria we call it Okada riding. So carrying passengers from one place to another. At the end of the trip, they give you a token. So
right. So that's how you've been funding your projects.
Yes, exactly. That was how I've been funding the project, funding the prototype. So the moment the prototype went viral, so a lot of people from diasporas, a lot of individuals, a lot of NGOs, they've been calling, most of them sending donations. So that is why it was where it was today. Like the improvement you're saying today is all because of God, is all because of the well wishers, is because of the supporters as well. So I give kudos to them. I give kudos to God as well. It's not been easy.
Yeah, well, my hat is off to you for continuing to do the right thing. I know there are many different paths you could have took in terms of, taking care of yourself and finding funding for your business. But I admire the hard work aspect of what you do. And that's one of the great things about your story I absolutely love is your decision to invest in yourself and also to pursue your education. And I understand that after completing your secondary education, that's when you came to Lagos and you found work as that word Okada rider. I know Obi is laughing at me right now, but it's all good. Yeah. So if you could speak a little bit about that and kind of just build on that point.
Like I said, it happened years back when my dad and mom they got divorced. So, at some point things got worse for I and my mom. I have to be sincere with you here. I have to be sincere. My dad is actually listening. So, so we had to go and stay with his elder brother at Ibadan. So from there, Lagos is still, in terms of electricity, Lagos is still manageable compared to Ibadan. So the place I went to is at Ibadan. Ibadan is a state in Nigeria. Aside Lagos, it's just like a state in Nigeria, but Lagos is more civilized than Ibadan. So where I went to is kind of a very remote area. It's whereby you don't have electricity. There's actually wires, there's actually poles, but they're not supplying electricity. So if care is not taken, some use it is not supplying electricity. You can actually just, touch it with just your bare hand. It doesn't shock. It's not even supplying it. So, coming from Lagos, I'm still even enjoying little as the electricity and all. Is not comfortable for me not being able to watch TVs, cartoons, and my dad's elder brother is a farmer. I helped him most of the time in farms. The little time I had is the midnight when I had to read, I had to study. So I can't take it anymore. I went to school. I met with my physics teacher. I was like, wow, this is what is going on. This is what I had. This is the advice. This is what I had in mind in doing. Was like, wow, it's a very good idea. If you can put it into practice, if you can go deeper. And I'm the type of person I love solving general issues. I love solving problems affecting the society with the little way I can. So this pushed me, this motivates me into giving it a shot, giving it a try. So I went back home and informed my dad about it. It was like, wow, it's a very good idea. But at this time, there's nothing I can do due to financial aspect. So after finishing my secondary school work, I was in high school, so I came back to Lagos. So things were still the way it was for my mom. It was still hard. After the 2 years. So most of the people around me, they're riding bikes. I was like, oh, can I join? Most of them, they're riding bikes, which is Okada, motorcycle, something similar to dispatch riding. I don't know if you have it over there in the US. But in Lagos there, we have dispatch, we have Okada, whereby you carried people from one destination to another. So at the end of your trip, they give you money, So I started riding this bike. From there. I was like, no. So I still kept on from this savings from the bike. I tried saving some parts to bring the innovation into existence. I started giving up, but thinking of Ibadan, thinking of where I left and how I left the place, don't want me to give up because I was like, no, people are really going through a lot without having access to electricity. It's kind of very challenging. It's so touching. So this motivates me. Even riding bike, riding bikes is not a very lucrative job. It's a kind of job that comes with looking unkept, You know, you need to look tattered, because even though you tried looking good, looking nice, the dust will stain. Even though you're putting on white, you're putting on tie, whatever, it's going to stain it. Before you know, your face are covered with dust, you know. I still have to continue trying it. I was like, oh, at this point, I need to get a formal education just to push this, just to, you know, to bring this, to support these innovations, because no, there's a difference between having an idea and going to school, going to higher institution to learn more about the stuff, to develop your skill, to add more to your knowledge. So from these earnings, I gained admission into Interlink Polytechnic. There I studied computer science. It's not actually relating to anything engineering, but for the fact that I have this dream way back, but with the experience I have in our institution, I put them in place, put them together. On the long run, the effort paid off. You know, they assisted me in bringing this innovation into existence. So it's not as I didn't actually get it right, but each time I tried, I moved closer. The prototype I got is actually a very big one in the first place. It's a very big one. It's very heavy. You know, each time I tried and failed, I have to be sincere with you, it's not very easy, you know. Earning money from this risky business, this Okada riding comes with many risks. Accidents, rain falling, you know, under the sun, under the rain, you know. There's some certain time I have this accident. I don't have this choice than to continue riding the bike despite the wound on my left leg. I have to just tie it, just treat it at the chemist, at the roadside, then continue driving this bike. You know, there are a lot of challenges. Imagine you saving.
It's not glamorous work at all. It's not glamorous. It's a lot of hard work, is what I'm hearing. And, you know, and as I listen to you talk about this, you know, your life and your endeavors, the recurring theme that I'm hearing is dedication and work ethic. You know, and among many of the youth in Nigeria today, there seems to be like this fascination with fast money and instant success, and, you know, not enough emphasis on hard work or appreciation for hard work. Was there ever a time where you felt pressure to join your peers in this, you know, flashy lifestyle and schemes to get rich quick? Were you ever pressured at any point to fall prey to that?
I have many impressions. I have many, like, you know, most of my friends, they're into this internet fraud. Most of them, I tried approaching some of them. They were like, no, you need to join us. I said, no, I'm not going to do this. So I kept on driving this bike. I have to be sincere with you here. You know, I have to keep trying, you know, not being able to dress like my peers do, not being able to buy the kind of phones they use, not being able to live the kind of lifestyle, go to clubs, you know. For the fact that I have the focus, I kept on, you know, hustling. I never look at those. I never let it distract me for once. So I'm always connected with whatever I have. What was in my mind is just about investing in myself. Each time I even make the money, I tried investing in the project. I rather tried and failed rather than going after luxuries.
Yeah, you made the right decision, because you're really not missing out on anything. I know that's a huge distraction, and you see your friends, they're dressing in latest fashions and they're, you know, out clubbing and they're enjoying their youth. But I like how you keep your vision in front of you, your goal in mind. You have a vision and goal in place, and you're putting money aside towards your prototypes and your invention. So all that stuff is stuff that's going to matter in the long run. So I love that you don't get distracted by any of that stuff. So hats off to you on that. And I definitely want you to keep going at the pace that you're going. I know there are a lot of difficult and tough days, but if you just keep your vision ahead of you, it'll definitely kind of propel you forward and keep you from getting distracted. We're at the midpoint for the show, so I think I want to go ahead and take a break. And when we come back, we're going to talk more about your actual invention. And I want you to kind of dive into how it actually works, because a lot of people don't, especially if they're not technically inclined, they don't really understand the science behind your generator. So I want you to talk more about that. So We're going to go ahead and take a break now, and when we return, we'll talk more with Oyekunle. We'll be right back.
All right.
I never met someone like you. Never felt this way before. I feel like I've known you forever. Every day I crave you more. I can't get you out of my head. Baby, baby. I can't get you out of my head. Baby, baby. Feels like we're going too fast. 'Cause I wanna make this last. Feels like we're going too fast. 'Cause I wanna make this last. Feels like we're going too fast. 'Cause I wanna make this last. Feels like we're going too fast. 'Cause I wanna make this last. We got forever. Slow it down. Take our time. Baby, our love is right on time. We got forever. I'm ready for love, but it's not that I don't want to be with you.
I just need some time alone.
I love all the moments we share.
I just need some time alone.
I can't wait to make love to you.
I just need some time alone.
Everything's just happening so fast.
I just need some time alone.
I feel like I've known you forever. 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 Never felt this way before. Every day I crave you more. I can't get you out of my head. Baby, baby. I can't get you out of my head. Baby, baby. It feels like we're going too fast. 'Cause I wanna make this last. Feels like we're going too fast. 'Cause I wanna make this last. Feels like we're going too fast. 'Cause I wanna make this last. Feels like we're going too fast. I feel like we're going too fast. I feel like we're going too fast. You're back live with Dr. Andre Jerry.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Live with Dr. Andre Jerry. So you just finished listening to my latest single, Wait a Minute, Baby, which is now available on all streaming platforms. And if you're an independent artist, musician, or author who'd like to showcase your latest project on our internationally broadcast show, then send an email to my team at livewithdrandrejerry@gmail.com. Again, that's livewithdrandrejerry@gmail.com. Okay, so if you're just joining us, we've been talking to multi-talented inventor and businessman Oyekunle Ayansola. He's the brilliant young mastermind behind the world's first fuel-free generator. So, Michael, in the last segment, we touched a little bit on your background, your upbringing, and some of the hardships and challenges that you had to overcome in getting a working prototype for your generator. Now that you've worked out most of the kinks in your initial design and prototype, you know, you're working on production, orders, and fulfillment. How many customers do you currently have on your wait list?
You said, come again, please, sir.
Yes, approximately how many customers do you have currently waiting on your wait list?
On my waiting list, I have more than 6,000 people on my waiting list just to lay their hands on the product. More than 6,000, despite the fact that it's not
demand.
Yeah, the demand is kind of crazy, especially this moment. Fuel is very expensive, so the demand is kind of very higher.
Okay, so it's crucial that you get an influx of financial support so that you can get the money to kind of scale production to get these orders out, because you definitely don't want to have your customers waiting indefinitely for a product. And then I'm sure you're also making improvements to your design to make it more efficient and better. Can you talk about some of that as well?
Yeah, of course. Like I said, in terms of the mass production, one of the things delaying it is about so few documentations probably might comes out very soon. Yeah, I made mention of the legal rights, which is very important in any innovations, for every inventor, you know. And in terms of upgrade, you know, there are some. I decided to embark on this upgrade simply because of the you know, as times goes on, there's not going to be a monopoly. People are going to sample your product. They are going to, you know, that's the honest truth here. That's gonna. So you need to secure your stuff. You need to make sure you upgraded it to the standard. You know, due to critics, they were like, oh, it's not very strong. It's not very this. So since then, I had to make it to this. You don't just say because people want this, you give them, just have to give them, maybe just scrap materials or simply because they needed something in order. No. You need to cool down, give them quality, give them what made them enjoy their money. Like, oh, they're actually paying for this. They actually enjoy your service. Not what will damage your image, not what is going to damage the image of the company. So somewhere around there, I went to this stock exchange in Nigeria, Lagos, Nigeria. You know, the advice I was even giving was like, oh, you go and work on your upgrade. You go and work on your stuff. Don't be in haste to serve don't say because people are rushing their products simply because fuel is very expensive. You work on your upgrade. If you're making smaller capacity, work on bigger capacity because sooner or later people are going to need more power. So if you don't work on your capacity, how are you going to serve them? So which was one of the reasons. So hopefully very soon, mass production is going to kickstart by God's grace.
Oh, it definitely will by God's grace. So definitely stay focused and don't allow people to rush, you know, your quality. Quality is more important than getting something out there that you know is not 100% up to your standard. So definitely, you know, stay focused on everything with that. I want to talk a little bit, not not too much, but I know there are some detractors out there. What are you doing to kind of inoculate and protect yourself from scammers and fraudulent investors and just bad advisors that are trying to steer you in the wrong direction? What are you doing to keep yourself inoculated from that type of stuff?
One of the things was what is causing the delay. One of the measures I'm putting in place for investors that has this mindset of stealing the innovations is that was why I'm not putting it out there. So many people claim they've do this, they do that, but no result. No one has come out openly. No one is in function. They're actually waiting for yours. I have a situation by someone is offering me millions just to lay his hand on it. Do you imagine what they're gonna do with it without you making documenting it, making sure you have the full and proper legal right to your innovations? I didn't needed money or I didn't needed a good life, but I had to, discipline myself to make sure I complete all these procedures, make sure I complete all these prototype, make sure they are up to standard. And in terms of, somewhere around last year, I received, there are people coming in as threats and all. The only thing I just felt like I don't accept one-on-one interactions with people aside media houses for now.
Yes.
So one of those things are what I've been putting in this place because it's very hard for you to know who is who. That's the truth. But as for media houses, their image and everything is on the line and they are not ready to tarnish it. So that's in terms of the measure I put in place for those people trying to steal the innovation is that I'm not putting it out there because I know I'm not ready for this. I have a couple of weeks to go before it's out there. You need to be fully ready. Not that you just sell some out and you're not fully ready. Before you know, they will sue you for your innovations. So one has to be very careful. Don't listen to the crowd. Don't listen to the critics. Make sure you take your time. If not, you lose everything. You lose all.
That's exactly right. So I'm glad that you're measured in your approach and that you don't allow yourself to kind of get caught up in, getting off course. I want to ask you this, just out of curiosity, and I definitely don't want you to give out any proprietary secrets or anything like that. But for those who are less technically or technically challenged, can you explain in layman's terms how your generator works and what actually it does?
Like I said, when I started these innovations, many people don't believe me. They believe maybe I'm trying to scam them from little tokens. It actually looks crazy, Yeah, that's the truth. Many think, it's like you're running mad. You need to visit a psychiatric hospital. I was like, it actually works. Yeah. I'm the type of person, most of my prototypes are done offhand. Like, I'm not saying I'm kind of a genius. They are done in the brain. They are done in the mind. Actually, I don't really know that I don't have, I'm the type that I'm an introvert. I actually stay alone. I think a lot. I meditate a lot, I tell people about it. They say, you just go and sit down one place like you're running mad. How will you tell me a generator will not be running fuel or diesel or gas or on coal? I was like, it actually works. I get to convince people like, okay, look at your normal TV set, your normal television. When they started, it's in form of black and white. I don't know if you ever used white and black television.
Yes.
Dr. Jerry.
Yes.
Use something like that.
I'm listening.
So as time goes on, there's an upgrade. They did a colored one. As time goes on, they does a LED, a plasma TV, which is a flat screen. As time goes on, they feel that that one is consuming more light. They did a light one, which is called a LED TV. As time goes on, so what I'm actually saying is improvement is going on, technology is going on. It's not relenting on a single phase. The world itself is rotating, is not on the spot. So likewise, same thing has to happen with Gen. So you don't expect gen to be on a state right from the day one, And there are a lot of, I do tell people that there are 1 million solutions to a particular problem. If you don't want to use your engine, look at it. Look at how dam, a dam, hydro, yes, it's water turns in the turbine, they are not actually using the engine, but they use water. So you can use any means to give you what you want. So this one is actually by, at first it actually uses the battery, but due to critics, I had to upgrade it. Like, I don't want this thing to use the battery. I tried convincing people that, every gen uses battery to start. They said, no, this is an inverter. I said, okay, I'm going to prove it to you. This is not an inverter, and it's not going to use any form of battery. So I kept on. It's a kind of, everybody knows that a generator has its two parts, the mechanical aspect and the electrical aspect. What do have problem mostly is the mechanical aspect. Okay. The electrical aspect is the alternator. So that's why you have your coil, you have a stator coil, and you have your armature. That's the major component. What I did was that I built my own engine. I put some components together to form my own engine and make sure it doesn't consume for generate electricity.
Well, this is what I want to know. You mentioned earlier that you use scrap materials for your design. Because you're using scrap materials or whatever materials are available, how are you able to, make sure that you have continuity in your design? And does that impact how each unit works or each generator works because you're using different materials from different places?
Yeah, using scrap materials does not mean the generator is not working, does not mean it's not giving me the result I wanted. The only challenges I have with scrap materials is that they are not beautiful enough, they are not built for the purpose, and they are not stronger. But so with scrap materials, they're actually making use of the materials I make use of tires, I made use of, most of the materials, they are not required materials, they are just available materials. So they can be stronger. That's the only difference between scrap materials and standard materials, is that it's not strong. It's not as strong as the required materials they specially designed for you and for its purpose. So hopefully we are working on talking to some manufacturers to get us exactly what we needed, just to make sure this thing is up to taste and what is built for the purposes.
When you deliver your product to a customer, do you provide them some type of warranty or guarantee, or if they have issues with it, is there a service component to it?
Of course. Like it's just like your regular generator, just like a diesel and petrol generator. They are very strong. This is not solar. This is not inverter. It says with standard. That was what I've said. I've not been selling it out. I intentionally hold it down just to make sure I made use of standard materials, and of which is what I've gotten for now. Do you know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying because people needed it, there's a panic buy, there's people are rushing you give them what is wrong. No. So I've been able to source for standard materials. I've been able to source for required materials to get the job done. And with this, I can give you assurance that, this is going to give you 1 year warranty without having any faults. So, and the lifespan for it, before, at the time it was actually 4, it has increased to 8 to 9 years. But the minimum warranty for now, up to more than 9 years, depending on material, any mechanism, any generator, you don't overload them. Some people don't know how to maintain it, but under normal circumstances, under normal maintenance, under normal usage, without abusing it, it will exceed more than 9 years of lifespan. I mean lifespan. But before it's developed, and this type of gen is not the type that develops fault easily, because combustion is not taking place. It's not like your regular generator. It doesn't use fuel. The mechanical component is not as much as what to be. So the maintenance is very low. They are lower.
Yes.
So they hardly got spoiled. So I can give you the guarantee of 1 year and lifespan of like 9 to 10 years.
Well, that's a significant warranty period for this type of product. Are there any incubators or other Nigerian startup hubs that have offered assistance to you or offered a space for you to work?
Yeah, like I said, I acquired a place not quite long. It's actually from donations, but I still have to develop it. So we are trying to work on the permanent site. Like I said, hopefully very soon, by God's grace, mass production will get started this year. In fact, I don't want to give you an exact time, but all I can tell you for now is this year. It might be next week, might be next 2 weeks, it might be a month's time, but all I can show you is that this year, mass production is going to take place.
I see. All right. Well, this is another question that I had, and actually a few of these came in from some people that wrote into me about the show. They are curious as to, as you move forward into, the rest of the year, what primary goals do you have for the development and promotion of your generator?
Like I said, it's not something, like I said, with time, I'm going to need RI investors, like I said,
Yeah.
I think the upgrade does not deal with a single capacity. For as it stands, I can, we can build from 1 kVA to 50 kVA, It's not very easy for you to meet with, for a single person, for a single individual, for a single company to meet with those capacities with different sections, I don't know if you get what I'm saying, Dr. Jerry. So in coming years, I'm looking at, in coming years, I foresee like most of the people are getting to use this product because it's a kind of a very good one. As what it is, it's not just Nigeria, but Africa itself. There's need for power all over the places. So I foresee them using this product, adapting, swapping, and they are porting into using a fuel-free generator.
Understood. I want to get to another question that came in about a week ago via email, and this one reads, how has the Nigerian government supported or hindered your efforts to get funded or to get regulated? Have they made it easy, difficult? What's been your experience there?
I have to be honest with you here. No government agencies have reached out, but lots of NGOs have reached out. A lot of people, Nigerians from diasporas have reached out. A lot of individuals have reached out to support, send donations, and to become ROI investors. But one of the laws the current president, Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu made, which is very okay and which is very good for this innovation, is like he passed the power bill, like for individuals to be able to generate electricity on their own. So that was the areas I feel that, the government has really impacted the innovations, has really given a green light on the innovation as well. But none of the government agencies have reached out to partner or to take it up from there, just to none for now.
Yes. And what other ways do you feel like your generator will bring, positive changes to Nigeria? We know that it will help with making sure that there's affordable and consistent power, but are there other potential positive aspects like potential job creation or stimulating the economy? Can you talk a little bit about other initiatives that it may help to alleviate?
All right. The first generator, one, is going to bring easy life to people. It's going to bring change. People are going to save more. I have some customers, some people who spend about 10,000 naira on fuel every day and close to 300,000 naira for fuel every month. With this referral, they'll be able to save enough. They'll be able to save enough money, you know. It's most of the businesses in Nigeria and Africa as a whole, some collapse due to power failure. Like they're using their profit to purchase fuel. Do you understand what I'm saying? So, yes. like I said, we have it in mind of training more than 500,000 Nigerian youths in repairing this stuff. We have it in mind of empowering them in a few months to come, in probably 3 years to come. But we have it in mind this year, by God's grace. As soon as mass production started, you need to empower people to be able to repair this. It also creates more job opportunities for the youth, for the unemployed. It's going to bring a drastic change into Nigeria economy as well, because people are living like they have access to social amenities. Their business is going smoothly as a result of steady alternative power supply. I can boldly tell you that a lot of development will be coming in. In fact, a lot of private investors will be coming into the country as well.
Yeah, and I love that it's going to create an opportunity to hire young people and also get them back interested in technical aspects and in science and innovation, and maybe less so with this quick money-making type culture that we've been seeing over the past decade or so. This is a good opportunity for you to mentor young people as well, because I'm sure you have a lot of young people that are looking up to you and, you know, asking about your projects, wanting to be a part of it. So that has to be exciting.
Of course. There are a lot of people that, like I said, the pressure, some plans are in place just to employ the youth, to empower them, you know. Like I said, this kind of gen is very unique. You need to teach people how to repair it, just in case on the long run, it's maybe after like a year, 2 years, it's kind of developing a little fault. They will be able to take up this responsibility. It will reduce unemployment in Nigeria. It will reduce unemployment in Africa as a whole, simply because you've trained more than 500,000 youths and more. You know, 500,000 youths training other people, multiplying that's about millions of people empowered and benefiting from these innovations as well.
I love that. And, you know, as we get, you know, closer to the end of the show, I want you to, for those who are interested in learning more about, you know, your work and potentially collaborating with you as well, what's the best way for them to get in contact with you or your team?
Yeah, the best way to get in touch with me is by Instagram at bannerboy1ba. Bannerboy is spelling BANNARBOI1. Bannerboy1, same thing as Twitter. Bannerboy1, BANNAROI. BANNARBOI1. Bannerboy1. So you can also reach out to me on Facebook, Michael Oyekunle Ayansola. I also have maybe the VI call, direct call, like 08105803658.
Yes, and you have WhatsApp as well, and I know we communicate back and forth on that too. So definitely. Michael, listen, thank you so much for coming on the show today. I definitely wish you all the best and much success with your invention. And I have no doubt that you're, you know, well on your way to leaving your mark in history and becoming a future power player and leader of Nigeria. So thank you so much for coming on the show today.
Thank you, Dr. Jerry, for giving me the opportunity. First time in the Western world, I want to say a big thank you. I want to say a big thank you to the listeners. A big thanks for staying tuned. Thanks for taking your time. Thanks for taking your energy. You know, I want to say a big thank you. And to Dr. Jerry, more progress, more success coming your way. Airman.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. And I'm so proud of you. Keep up the good work. Thank you to all of our listeners today. In whatever part of the world you're tuning in from this evening, I definitely appreciate your listenership so very much. Be sure to tune in for the next episode of Live with Dr. Andre Jerry. It will air on August the 23rd at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll be joined by Charlotte Realtor Adria Massey and mortgage broker Kaishel Bozier, and they'll be discussing the current state of the housing market and interest rates. That'll be right here on the Artist First Radio Network. But that's our show for tonight. Good night, everybody. And again, thank you for tuning in.
All right. Thank you very much, Dr. Jerry.